imagine a world where information is at your fingertips, where you can connect with anyone across the globe, where learning can be as fun as a game. This is the world our children, digital natives, are growing up in. In the early days of parenthood, many of us, myself included, turned to technology as a way to manage our busy lives. We handed our children screens to keep them occupied while we tackled our work or personal tasks. It wasn't until later we realized them becoming glued to screens during their meals and playtime. And a wave of guilt washed over us. And I realized the immense potential if technology comes with a unique set of challenges for us, the parents. During the time when my daughter Sharaya was born and Abir graduated to PlayStation and used to play racing games, I realized the screen time for 4-year-old Abir has increased. Like any other parents, I bought him toys and found he has an intrinsic interest towards vehicles. I remember when we used to go out, he observed traffic jams. And during his playtime at home, he used to create a sequence of vehicle toys on the floor. And upon asking, "What are you doing?" he said, "I am creating a traffic jam with this little act." I felt how his real time is far more engaging than his screen time. He was creatively creating a replica of his outdoor exploration. Let's create a world where screens complement and not replace the messy magic of childhood. By the time Abhi turned 7, he graduated to watch Dr. Binock's videos and moved away from his love to play video games. I realized that the content he was watching, I was concerned. Like any other parent, I stopped giving him my phone and put in a screen lock to the televisions. But in few days, I realized he started watching YouTube in the smart TV in my mother-in-law's room while me and my husband were out for work. We realized taking away screen, putting restrictions is not a viable option. But it was important to coach him using screen time responsibly as his little sister was learning and copying his habits. We discussed how too much screen time can harm the eyes and the brains. We explained to him to keep the screen time limited, and with a constant experience sharings, we were able to limit the screen time to just 1 hour per week for both the kids. Instead, they indulged in board games like Ludo, Snake and Ladder, which was the favorite pastime for kids, grandmother, and house help in the evening. Building digital literacy. More than likes. Create alternate options to fuel the curious mind. As Abir grew, his interest for video games came back, and he was now playing with his friends. I was concerned about the safety as he was now playing online. And while we had put in a lot of measures for safety, we were concerned about its dangers. During this time, we weaved a small story around his game and explained him how there are different individuals, there can be many dangers when he plays online. Someone can bully him, someone can steal away his game wealth, and we coached him to keep a respectful online behavior with everyone he chats with and not to divulge any personal information. During that time, in one of the instances, he experienced misbehavior from some kids, and due to fear, he did not share it with us. As a practice, we used to ask how the day went by and who all did he play with. He broke and shared, "Someone did not speak to me nicely." That's where we emphasized, this is exactly what we were sharing when you started playing. We emphasized, open communication with parents is the key. We ensure to talk about cyberbullying, online safety, respectful online behavior. Instead of leaving the game, we coach them to keep the strong passwords and not to reveal any personal information. Navigating the digital Wild West. Safety first. How to be responsible digital citizens. As a parent, I always felt giving a wider perspective to the outdoor experiences to fuel the curious mind, to be solutions-oriented. Post receiving the bad behavior in an online game, Abir always wondered, how these games are created and if he can do anything to protect kids like him. To help him, I enrolled him to online classes to learn coding. This was my way to fuel his creative and gaming mindset and way to learn how these games actually work. Abir enjoyed coding and his interest towards playing games reduced considerably. Instead playing, he was spending time in creating games and asked his friends to play games created by him. This further enhanced his critical thinking and logical ability. Beyond consumption, empowering creators, the possibilities are endless. In the journey of raising Abir, who is 12 now, I realized the byproduct he developed is being sensitive and started to learn how there are various different elements behind the screen, different from the real world. And to create and play well, it is important to understand emotions behind the screens. The power of empathy. Humans, not emojis. Empathy is more important than ever. Raising digital natives in this ever-evolving world is a constant learning experience. By fostering a healthy relationship with technology, we can equip our children with the tools to thrive in the digital age. Let's embrace technology as a powerful learning tool, a platform for creativity, and a way to connect and build better future together. Thank you.